All right, what's up, folks? Good to see everyone out there. The side chat is blowing up already. I'm glad to see everyone out there. I appreciate you all showing up. This is a special live stream for my good brother, Warthog71. He unfortunately has been banned from going live because he's preaching truth. And so, y'all know me. I'm all about freedom. So we got my friend with me, my brother. Good to see you. How you doing, brother?
Thanks for having me on, man. Oh my God. I'll tell you, I was going to just actually go live on Facebook. When I stream my lives, and I started doing it every night at 10 o'clock now. So every night at 10 o'clock, I want to go live, and I've been trying to stay consistent no matter how I felt. And it's a lot, man, but it's fun to hang out with everybody. And that's what's the best thing. But normally with the software that I use, and I don't use StreamYard, and I've been looking at it, and I actually like StreamYard a lot. It's just that, I pay for the one that I have. And although StreamYard has one, it's kind of like when you're more comfortable with what you're using. So you kind of stick with it until you just absolutely can't. And I've had kinks. I mean, I've had problems for the past year with it, but that was just a matter of figuring it out. Now, when I stream normally, I stream to both YouTube, and I could stream to like 4 or 5 others simultaneously. That's one of the things I like about it. So every time I stream to YouTube, I stream to what's the other one? Fakebook. So I was saying, every night at 10 o'clock, I like to do this, but the whole thing is, it's got nothing to do with me and my stream. It's got to do with me hanging out with people. So I don't care where I stream or how I stream. So I really appreciate you letting me on with this tonight, brother. I'm actually right now looking for you on here because I want to bring up your live stream right now, and I don't see why it's not coming up. Let's see something here. Did yours send alerts out?
It does.
There we go. Yep, I got it on this one, so I'll turn. Yeah, let me turn this down over here. Good, I got it. I just wanted to pop the chat out from this. That's why, so I could see who's on here. Good, perfect. All right, so we want to go through the chat real quick, guys, and say hello to everybody. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Kingpin, yo, what's going on, man? RG Homestead, Jerry Parker, how are you, brother? Rob Painless, Pony 47, my man. Yes, you are in there, brother. Vanessa Kitty, how are you? Jeb Bear Tactical, Wes S, how are you, my brother? And then I'll go back real quick through, and then we'll go over the things. I got something really interesting I want to show you guys tonight. HRM Weapons Machinist, Bones Yard. What's up, Bones Yard? Who else we got over here? Island Gal 57. Hello. And who else we got on here? 11 Bravo Grunt. Hey, what's going on, man? AOK Foraging and Adventures. I like everybody here. All your channels. I watch everybody's channels on here. Trust me, I'm always popping in. Who else we got over here? Papa's Place. And who else we got? Papa's Place. Let me just scroll down. Big Al. What's going on, Big Al? Pat RMG. What's going on, brother? And Redneck Renegade. Garage Guy 879 and 7 Wonders. My man. Bold and Curious. Baldy's on here. Keith Gregory's on here. And am I missing anybody? Am I doing this?
I'm jumping in.
Am I doing this Chico style? Am I doing this Chico style and missing like 10 people at a time?
It's all good, man. It's
Chico White style. Sasquatch Reloading, Allen B Pro, NEPA Gun Talks. And you guys will be jumping in, and we'll go back to it. Okay, so I showed this thing. Hold on a second. Let me turn the heat off. I had the doggy in here. So I showed this thing. I show a lot of things, and I showed this one thing, this series, and I did this thing on Pizzagate, and I always looked at Pizzagate as like whatever, but my wife started getting me into it, and she says, go ahead and look at it and see how interesting Pizzagate is, because it is interesting, and there's some crazy stuff on it, and I don't want to get into it on here at all, but if you ever guys want to watch this show it's like a 3-hour documentary called The Fall of the Cabal. It's pretty deep. The whole thing is that no matter what I say, no matter what anybody says when they're doing any type of checking or talking about things, just investigate it for yourself, and see whatever it is that you come up with. Anybody else, you could believe or not believe, doesn't make a difference. So this woman ties together this Pizzagate thing, and it's some pretty disgusting stuff. Make a long story short, YouTube smashed me in the head for it, gave me a violation. So I wrote them this scathing letter back saying, you know, as a disabled veteran, I feel that you guys are bullying and harassing me from having a artistic outlet here on YouTube. And I just wrote them this long ass thing. Ran out of words with what they allow you to. So today, my wife shows me something that they took off the internet, and it gives us a little bit of hope in some regards. Why they took it down? It was made by Democrats. This wasn't made by these were Democrat. What did I call them before? What are they? The ballot, the election result people. So there was a whole bunch of them. They were in one room. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, and it's really interesting. I could play the sound for you here because I'm not set up for it over here. But essentially, what they did was they did a random drawing, and they were in one of the election spots. Okay. And they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put like, you know, 100, there's 100 voting machines on all the shelves in one of these states. And I didn't really get too close to it. I was going over quickly because I needed to get here to watch, to be a part of this show. They pulled a random one out, and then they walked down the aisle and they grabbed that voting machine. Okay. And the whole thing was about, there were 8 or 9 people there. And they said, okay, so what we're going to do is one of you are going to also choose any of these random thumb drives. So can a thumb drive itself change the voting results? So they show the machine. And I could show you a little bit of what's going on it, and then I'll explain to you. You could actually hear the sound on this as well. So let me pull this up right here. All right, so let's go.
Votes on the Diebold system be hacked using the memory card. I have only touched the memory card, not the other parts of the Diebold election system, which is going to be used today. Only the memory card.
I can certainly speak for myself and Harry, and that we're going to vote yes.
All right, then let's have the rest of us vote no. 2 individuals, Hugh and Harry, will be voting yes. The rest of us will be voting no. And then we'll scrutinize the ballots afterwards to ensure that that is indeed the mark.
I will say that I'm wrong and Diebold is right, and I'm going to say no, they cannot be hacked.
It's impossible. So I vote no.
I'm going to film myself voting. Excuse me.
So what they're doing is they're actually taking and marking real votes,
Ballot no.
real ballots in this.
Captain Thompson, I am going to bar this ballot yes. I've seen some pretty concerning things.
Well, it's down to you. You're the last voter, Harry.
All right. I think it could be. So I vote for yes.
You will be the second yes.
All right. Here is the memory card I have touched.
Okay. Now, this is the only piece of Diebold equipment that you've used.
That's correct.
Well, thank you. Let me take your ballot in. This card will go into this slot. The next activity that the election worker does on the morning of the election is turn the machine on, making it live to receive votes. When you do that, this machine will produce what is called a zero total tape. The machine is going through a self-test analysis, and then it will spontaneously turn on. This is Harry's card that is telling us that there are 0 votes stored in the memory. Okay, let me get the ballots. Let's insert a yes ballot. We're going to put in another no. 7. The last no ballot. 8. Placing the enter card in this device and telling it to turn off its counting function and do its reporting function will now cause the voting machine to print out a tape reading the number of votes that it had just read. Oh my.
Oh no! What is it? What is
So
it?
these are
7
all
yes,
Democrats
1
here.
no. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Let me see.
Here's the tape.
7 people said it could be hacked.
And we put through 6 and 2.
6
no's and 2 yeses.
Oh my gosh, do you know what this means?
How do we know that Hari didn't just change the report and the votes themselves on the memory card are still correct? If that was the case, when they go into GEMS, the results would be different. Isn't that right?
The only way to know that is to read them into GEMS and to check the vote
See
totals.
what GEMS says. So should we do that?
I think we should, because I want to confirm for my own analysis, is this just a superficial
Right. That's a good
hack? In other words,
question.
did we just change the words on this paper?
So I appreciate the diligence of these people. I really
And we
do
will
appreciate the
upload
diligence.
This memory card. If I had not seen what was behind this, I'd have no reason not to. I would have certified this election as a true and accurate result of a vote.
What does this mean for you?
Makes me cry.
We've been caught.
I'm sorry, but it does.
Now, this is a Democrat, and she's like, we've been caught.
There's so many reasons. The reasons because there are people out there who are giving their lives to try to make our elections secure, and they're being called conspiracy theorists and technophobes, and these vendors are lying and saying that everything's all right, and it's not all right. And I'm crying because I'll quote somebody that I know who said that it says that our country is one country pretending to be another country. How can this be happening to our elections? This really does affect me.
I don't know exactly how to describe what I saw here. I think we, as election officials, need to be a little bit more demanding from the vendors as to the technical specifications of this equipment.
All right, so this is where this guy lost me right here, because here they are passing the buck, okay? These are election officials right here on this tape. These are actual election officials. And I literally got this information like 20 minutes ago. I got it. So these election officials, I'll figure out what states they're from, and we'll talk about that on another one. But it's absolutely insane. Yes, Trump will have time to prove it, Uncle Jim. So far, they've gotten away with massive corruption. Everything is going to come out. You know, I had a little speech prepared for you guys, and I'm going to read it right now. Okay, so I'm going to read this. I wrote this speech, and I hope you guys will bear with me on this. All right. And this is a speech not to just you guys. This is a speech to all my fellow Americans, okay? And to all my fellow Americans, every day we hear that America is suffering. We hear that America is divided. We hear that America is weakened and wounded. We hear that more than half the people in our country want to erase our history. and make us a part of a new world order. That they are the majority. We hear that we have lost and that they will have their way. Well, I'm here to tell you, none of this could be further from the truth. Here are the facts. One undisputed fact about the 2020 election is that at least 75 million adults, most of household leaders, okay? On top of that, 75 million adults had voted for Trump, all right? We all know that. We are now united by love for country, God, and good. This proves that those 75 million accounted for a population of over 225 million, as there are at least 3 per household for which they are responsible. Fact. This makes us the majority. We are not witnessing a dying of a nation. Rather, we are witnessing a rebirth of a greater America. American patriots have not been as unified as they are today for over 100 years. We are stronger together now than we have ever seen in our lifetime. Together with our non-voting family members, we make up 4/5 of this entire great nation. Fact, this makes us the majority. So I will say it with certainty. We are far from being outnumbered. And those who still haven't awoken to this fierce and burning unity bond we have are just left greatly divided and weak among themselves. Where we have a plan, they have unresolved issues and complaints. Where we have the United States Constitution to guide us for our moral acts and lawful cohesion, they have only false promises and community labels. Where we have the will to fight, they have only insecurities and the fallacy of protection. Where we have billions across the globe cheering and dependent upon our success, they have only shadows at their backs, unnamed people. Where we possess American ingenuity and a warrior spirit, with the armament to back that up, they possess only apps made of zeros and ones. And last but not least, where we have a lion for a leader, they only have a bunch of old goats. So I ask all of you today to look around, and I want you to smile and give thanks to God that he has brought all of us back together again. Be proud of your family lineage, because no matter where you've come from today, when someone asks you what you are, you will tell them, I am American. Thank you.
And I'm going to add to that real fast.
Do it, brother. You're American.
The whole thing of who you are, where you're from, and what matters to you and this whole entire nation, this country, and everything that's going on in the entire world right now. We got brother Redneck Renegade out there. He's watching. I saw him out there. One of the things that he puts on his videos at the very beginning, if you guys watch him, you know this. He has it at the very beginning. I am an American. And every single time I watch his videos, I shit you not, I get a little flutter right here.
Yep.
Because that right there, that says it all. Guys, we're here together. We all stand together. We fight together. Period.
And I'm on a lot of forms of social media. I mean, I'm on TikTok, and I've got thousands of followers on TikTok. And I go on TikTok, and I do all types of stuff. You know, me, I'm always doing those types of stuff. My whole point is that TikTok is, there are more conservatives on TikTok than you would have ever imagined. It is insane. And for them to tell us, I'm preaching to the choir if I talk about, whether who really won. But the one thing that we really need to always understand is that they are going to go into overtime right now, and they're going to try to make everybody feel that they are the majority. And I don't think more than 29 or 30 million, if it's even that high, voted for Biden. I really don't think it's
and that's the thing. And so like we got, okay, so like Alden Kirsch is out there and he's saying, hey, I thought about running for office. I gotta lie to you, brother. I've thought about it too. And here's why. Because you and me are 100% to the dead nuts, honest fucking truth. I will not fucking lie. I'll come up and I don't even care. I'll say everything I gotta fucking say. Before they can even go ahead and fucking get a list of shit in the laundry and go ahead and say, hey, you know what? He did this. I'll throw it out there. Right.
That's it. You preempt them with opening your life up. You give them everything, and that leaves them nothing, And if people still like you after that, and you can't be as violent as Val, Boulder Curious. You can't be as violent as him. All right. You handle that stuff in the dark, bro. You really do. Great Note Media said, I am a man. I'm a patriot. I am an American. I am a thinker. I am a child of God. I have inalienable rights. I will defend them. I will not submit. And I want to tell you another thing that I heard today. I listened to an interview with General Flynn. You guys know that General Flynn was pardoned by Trump. That was a long time coming in. There's a lot of guys that like him, and there's a lot of guys that don't like him, especially in the military. And when he said something today that just rattled my cage. And what he said today was he was good, and he should have. And I told my wife, I said, he should have just shut the heck up right at that point. He said something that made a lot of sense. He said, the question was asked, and this was on the Gorish channel. Gorish. It was Neil Gorish, I think, maybe. I don't know. It was one of his on these channels. And he asked him, well, are the regular American people, you have all your patriots, but are they ready for, to fight for their freedom? Are they actually ready to fight for their freedom? And that was a pretty good question that he asked them, And Flynn answers, and he started out with an excellent response. He said, well, there's a majority of them that truly still need to reevaluate what their freedom is worth to them. And it's going to be tough, but they really need to take stock in what it is worth for them, because they're going to have to fight with everything that they have. And then he said the dumbest thing that I could ever imagine. Then he said, and they're going to have to support the men and women in blue because they're the ones that are on the front lines of this battle against the leftists and all of this stuff. And I said to him, and I said to myself, I said, no, because you only got a certain percent of first responders out there that will actually, and when he's talking about commissioners and sheriffs and commissioners and stuff like that. Well, sheriffs really can't. They're voted in by the people, so they are accountable just for the people. When you talk about commissioners, you're talking about on a city level. These people are political animals. I know lots of cops, NYPD, lots of close friends of mine. I speak to them every single day, and they're higher ups. Once you get above a certain pay grade, they are political animals, and they tell them to do things that they just do not want to do. And a lot of times they don't, My point being, I'm talking about arresting 80-year-old people for the stupidest things. That was dumb. What he should have said is the opposite way around. Is he should have said that the first responders should appreciate all of the support that they've gotten from the patriots over the past year with everybody trying to defund them. I am pro law enforcement. I am pro law, but the point is that it goes the opposite way. We already support them. We've proven that. We don't need to prove that any more than we already do. The communists, the leftists, they need to prove some stuff like that, and they're not going to. So that's just it really ticked me, really got me. You know, here this guy has this platform right now, and he's just talking about this. What is he talking about? So there you have it. I don't know what you guys think of General Flynn, whether you like him or you don't like him, but I'm glad that he was. I'm glad that he's got his life back, which is good. We'll see what happens here. And one final thing. So the news, just to show you guys how the news gets twisted, when they said the Trump team has disassociated herself with Sidney Powell, she's never been on the Trump team. She's always been General Flynn's lawyer. And when it started coming out, before the Kraken comment that she dropped, anytime that she was on the news, they would say, and next up we have the attorney for General Flynn, Sidney Powell. That woman is awesome. She's amazing. What do we got going on in the side chat here, brother? Let's see.
All right, so hold on. I'm looking for a particular comment. Here we go. All right, so Wallace, Grano, you may or may not believe this, but brother, I am related to that man right there.
No way.
And so, trust me, when I say I'm a patriot, I'm a fucking patriot.
What does he say? Grey Note Media says, let me read it. Let me read it. Go put it back. Can you put it back? Grey Note Media says, I hate to be cliche, but think of William Wallace and Braveheart. All right. They may take your life. They may throw you in a cell. Will they take your freedom, a martyr, state of mind, inspiration? That's a really, really good point. Lots of stuff transpired after Wallace. I mean,
the biggest thing is everyone's got to stand up. No,
that's right.
Does that mean run up in the fucking streets and start fucking hacking people up, shooting people, whatever? No, it does not. And this is one of the things that pisses me off the most is we got so many people out there right now, and even people here on YouTube. And some of you out there may take this the wrong way, and if you do, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. We here are portraying a certain mindset, and we got to stick together. We got to be a part of that. So if you're here and you're someone who says you're a gun guy, you're part of the gun community, and I kind of hate the word community. I don't hate it, but I hate it because so many people twist it the wrong way. But the biggest thing is simply this, is we're all supposed to be here supporting each other. We're all supposed to be here promoting a certain way of life. And the problem we have is there are a few people out there that turn around and try to twist that. Do we want a civil war? No. Is a civil war going to happen? It may. But you know what? If it does, those that are supposed to stand will stand. We're not trying to force it. And that's the biggest thing right now. We're not trying to force it. If you look at everything going on at this point in time, the Democrats are trying to push us into that. They want us to step out there and do something that we shouldn't be doing, because then they can turn around and go, well, look at the gun owners. We said this all along. And that's the fucking issue. I'm right there with everyone out there who wants to stand for what we believe. Trust me, I get it. I got them right there. I got one right here. I got one over there. Trust me, I get it. But at the end of the day, we got to step back just a little bit and wait patiently. We got to do what we can do in as peaceful a way as possible. And some of you may think I'm wrong, but I'm telling you right now, we're living in different times. We really are. And we got to step up together and fight together. But the fight doesn't mean automatically taking a gun and going outside and start shooting people. There's a big fucking difference.
A huge difference. You know, I don't, people aren't going to, nobody's going to do, no one's going to do anything until we're forced to do it. And I saw something today on one of the media channels, somebody's opinion, and they made a video. And what they were talking about is they were telling people, they were talking about, everybody's talking about COVID and all of this other stuff. I don't know how many of you guys served and have been deployed to other countries. And some of the places that I've been deployed to were worse as far as the diseases, and especially the limited stuff that we had at the time in the place that I was deployed to them, especially, down in South America. And people talk about, I don't want to take a vaccine, or I want to take this. And, as a soldier, anytime you leave someplace, they are plugging you with needles in your arm, in your butt, and they're giving you all types of inoculations. You have no clue what they want. And here I am today still talking to you. So we don't, I'm on the fence about, as far as, 14th Amendment is supposed to protect us from having the choice to do it. But what they're talking about doing with this COVID stuff is they're talking about, okay, so if you don't get it, then you will not be, it's the airline's right to not let you fly if you're not certified. If you're not, certified to say I have a shot, or it's this place, they're going to outcast you and separate you this way. So anyway, I saw this guy on there and he's talking about, in the end, he was saying bug out, get someplace safe and before it starts. And I'm like, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Stay home, protect your home, protect your family, make sure you have whatever you need to have. And nobody's going anywhere unless it's just wide scale mass hysteria. And I don't know, maybe by the time we get to that, I have really no idea. Speaking about having guns, though, let me see something. I think I could share this with you guys. Hold up a second. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let's see if I could do. Oh, yep. I got it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is pretty awesome. So I could do the same thing in here as well. Oh, wow. I could do the same exact thing in here as you guys do, that I do on the other one. Let's share that right there.
Yeah, there you go. I got it. Hang on 1 second. There we go.
Yep. All right. So I have this, I'm doing a raffle right now if anybody's interested. And you can email me at mail@warthog71.com. And I am raffling off this Remington 700. Now, let me tell you about the Remington 700 that it's chambered in 223. It has a Monstrum scope with less than 50 rounds through it, which is the Gen 3 Monstrum first focal plane illuminated reticle, 6-24 by 50. It has a Timney hit trigger in it, which is from 0.5 to 2.5 pounds. So it's got a custom trigger in it. It has that Archangel stock. It is a Remington SPS Tactical. And it also has, I'm also giving the original Hogue stock away with it. If you decide that, hey, I want to put this back into the original configuration and put it's like the gray and white or the gray Hogue stock that it comes with as well. So if anybody's interested, I'm doing raffle. It's $50 a ticket. I'm only doing 20 tickets. I have like 10 tickets left. I'm about halfway there. And the day I get the 20th one in and total weight on it. Good question, Wes. I'd probably say around, that's a good question, around 8 pounds, about 9, maybe 10 pounds, probably around 10 pounds for the rifle. That's a heavy stock, and that's why I'm giving away the Hogue stock also. Now, with the Hogue stock, it's extremely light. It's probably around 6-7 pounds for the whole thing, if that. But with that particular stock, right, that's a heavy stock right there. That bite part is a built-in bite part as well. So there you have that. It's $50 a raffle ticket. And if you email mail@warthog71.com, it will immediately send you a link back. That's to my personal merchant account. So it's very safe. You can pay with Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit card, any credit card that you have, you could pay, Discover, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, whatever. It's all the same. Like I said, the day that I do the raffle, that's when it'll come out. And that's that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to start getting rid of a few. I've got, the point is, if God forbid I had to go somewhere, where would I do with all these guns? You know what I mean? Now I'm not saying most of them are lost in a boating accident. So even this one right here, I'm going to have to get it up. It's underwater, but we'll get us some scuba equipment and we'll go and get that. It's down there with all my SBA3 braces.
Yeah. About those. Yeah.
So what's the story on that? Does anybody know?
So, all right.
What's the bottom line now?
Here's the deal from what I know so far. And guys, don't take this for 100% because it's just what I've heard and seen and so on and so forth. So far to date, what I've seen and what I've read, and I read this off of the ATS website and off of SBA's website and so on and so forth. So basically right now, as it sits, they have two particular models that are okay. 23 models have not gone through the ATF testing. That does not mean they are illegal. It just means they have not gone through testing yet. And that's the key issue. They haven't gone through testing. And so a lot of people are freaking out because they haven't been through testing. Well, don't freak out. You know, to be honest with you,
23 models that they're talking about? 23 different models?
23 different models.
Do you know which models they are? I didn't follow too closely. I know 2A EDU.
I don't have the list offhand. Guns and Gadgets posted the video, and it had a link in it where it had all the different models and so on and so forth. There are multiple different links in there, but literally it's like 23 different models. They have not gone through and assessed yet. And that's the thing, they haven't assessed them. It doesn't make them illegal. They just haven't assessed them.
Right.
So my whole thing with this is simply this: is don't freak out. Don't think you're in shit because they haven't assessed it yet. It's all going to end up working itself out. No, we've seen this many times over. It's simply right now where we're at in between the election, between everything else going on. It's simply them trying to overstep their mark.
Right.
And we've seen this many, many fucking times over. So my number one thing for everyone out there watching, do not freak out. Do not start calling the ATF, freaking out, going, hey, I don't know if this is legal. Is it legal? Stop. Just relax, hang tight, and wait. Simply that. Wait.
If you guys also want to know, I started a petition on, it's a petition on, where is it right here? Let me pull it up right here. And I should actually make a thing called petition at warthog71.com. I should put it in there, and then it'll send you a link to the petition back. It's for the White House. It's a White House petition. Where is it? Let's see. It should be over here. We the People. Okay. It's the We the People website. And admin, it goes to admin at whitehouse.gov. All right. And there's this petition that I started. And what it is, it's a petition to abolish the disband the ATF and to abolish the NFA. So there's a petition. Now, there was a petition up on there for the NFA that I noticed, because when I went on there, I looked at it first, and there was actually a petition to abolish the NFA back in 2017, and it was capped at 300 and something, 300. It was capped at 100,000 because all of them are capped at 100,000 because you have to get 99,000 signatures within, what does it say? Within the first 30 days for your petition to stay up there. And when I looked at it, it's already over because it ended in 2017. It had 369,000 signatures on people that want the NFA to be repealed. So I put it in, I redid it again, and I redid it with the ATF. And I put in my reasons why the ATF should be repealed is because alcohol and tobacco can be handled on a state level. It should not be a federal thing anymore, alcohol, tobacco. Number two, you got firearms, with firearms being in common usage right now with over 100 million, 1/3 of the population that would account for 100 million gun owners out there. That is what they call common usage in our Supreme Court of the United States, and they always refer back to that term, common usage. So they can't say like all these old cases for the 2A cases in the past, and there's only been, what, 3 in the past 100 years, 2A cases? They all refer to common usage, each and every one of them. And the last time back in the 80s and the 90s or a big 2A case was heard, it was that, AR-15s were not the modern sporting rifle. That was not the rifle of choice in every household. Well, now it is. So how could they get around that? So we'll see what happens. But the problem is, in order for somebody to actually take it to the Supreme Court, they have to have been arrested. They had to have lost their guns.
So do you have a link for that? If you have a link, go ahead and throw it on the side chat, and I'll make sure you're a moderator. I don't think you are right now, but I'll make you one.
Here we go, right here. Let's copy. Let's put that on here. Boom. So it's on there. And anybody, they could just copy and paste it. They could just copy it right from there. Well, they could click on it, but it'll take them away from what they're looking at right here. But they could just go ahead and you can highlight it and then right click it if you have a mouse. Or if you're using a pad, just double tap it with your fingers and then save it, put it on your clipboard and then go ahead and check it out. We could get some, we have to just keep doing something. We have to attack them. These people, they attack us from every angle.
We gotta stay vigilant. Don't go ahead and just sit back and go, well, it does no good.
Yeah, or think somebody else is doing it.
The constant thing I hear about is well, it's just a waste of time calling your representatives. Well, it's a waste of time not doing it. Pull your hand out your ass. Call them.
Right. And demand. You don't ask. I get on the phone. I demand. You are my elected representative. They work for you. Be respectful, or not. Who cares? You know what I mean? Let them know you are angry. You are very, very pissed off. I wrote, and this is the elected Democrat, because, until these elections right here, I'm going to tell you, let's talk about New York for a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. So
New York gets 50% to 48% or 52% to 48% Biden to Trump. And so I say, something just doesn't seem right, man, because I live in New York. It just doesn't seem right about this. So I go on the map and I say, okay, and they have these interactive maps so you could go look at each and every county. And most of the counties voted, they're red. If you look at New York as a map as a whole, it is red. You're like, how the hell? I'm talking about the entire Long Island is red. The entire upstate is red. You've got the 5 boroughs down in New York. One of those boroughs, there's only 4 of the 5 because Richmond County, which is Staten Island, so only 4 of the 5 boroughs of New York City went blue. And then I say, okay, so what I want to do now is I want to look in each borough and say, what was the vote like? So what do I pick first? I pick Manhattan. Did you guys know that there's like 9 million people that live in Manhattan? Okay. 9 million people live in Manhattan, and there were only just under 500,000 total votes for both candidates in Manhattan. How is this possible? How is this possible that there were only 500,000 people voted in the city of Manhattan? That doesn't even make any sense. So that's one of the things that I look at. And now I just read another article or I got a video on it or something. I'm constantly getting bombarded with information, is the fact that all of these machines that when all this Dominion stuff and all this other craziness, New York is one of the ones that bought, and it wasn't Dominion machines, but it's basically, they all come from the same place. Another set of machines. And there's no doubt in my mind that the only reason they're not looking at a lot of these states that a lot of us live in here is because we weren't deciding states. We weren't pivotal states in the election. Although 18 electoral votes is a lot of votes for New York. So all of that said, gets me back to what I was saying. So I call one of these Democrat guys, and I wrote him a letter, and I called him. I left a message, didn't get back to me. So I wrote him a really long email. And essentially, the way I put it to them, I say, look, you're supposed to be a representative of all the people. I said, but your party is making a fool of you. And you got to these politicians, they are very narcissistic in so many ways. So you got to know how to play it when you write them the letters. You write the letter and you say, hey, they're playing you for a fool. You got these progressive party and these socialists. They just stole your party. No matter what you do, you're not going to get it done anyway. And this guy wrote me a really long letter back. Didn't really mean shit. I write Chuck Schumer letters like every week. and he writes me these long letters back. I support the Second Amendment, and I support legal gun ownership, and we just want to keep them out of the hands of criminals. Okay, that's what we got a 4473 for.
And that's the biggest thing. And so if you're out there, and most of you guys already know, but because you all own guns, buy guns, whatever, the 4473 is pretty extensive. Now, if you're in a good gun shop, and I'm want to make sure you guys take hint of this, in a good gun shop, and they pay attention to what's going on. If there's anything that steps out of line, the person behind the counter should wake up and stop the sale. Now, that's in a good shop. It doesn't always happen. There are times where shit will slip through. But 90% of your people out there are pretty good about it, and they'll stop and they'll figure it out and say no. That's the key, is having good people behind that counter.
Right.
And so when you got all these officials out there turning around and going, hey, you know what, we need more control, blah, 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 you already got it. You got to employ better people. You got to teach people better. And I can tell you from experience, I've had at one point in time, I had over 60 people working for me. Well over 60 people. And they were all right there making sure that didn't leave if it wasn't supposed to leave.
Right.
And they knew if they fucked up, they dealt with me. Well, I might be nice on here, but I'm not nice out there. You fuck up on that, it's a major fuck up.
It's going to come back to you.
So people got to understand, it's not the government dictates so much, and I hate saying the word dictate because they do dictate. We, the people, are the ones who are supposed to put everything in place, and that's the issue. So yeah, you can say you need more control, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, at the end of the day, we don't. We already have it. We just have to enforce what we have. And we have to have better people sitting behind that gun counter doing the job they're supposed to do. They've got to be paying better attention. They got to listen to what's being said by people who are attempting to buy. And that's the key right there. Listen to what people are saying. You can hear a lot in the conversation. I've had it where I've been standing there and I've been 20 feet away and I heard someone say something they shouldn't say. Well, guess what? I walk up and say, hey, you know what? You're done. See you later. Bye-bye.
Well, what do you mean?
Number one, you got to
give us an example.
And number two, you got to have the balls to do it.
Give me an example.
Perfect example. I had a guy. So this is when I was in Georgia. Guy came in to buy an AR-15 Black Friday. This was about 4 years ago. Comes in to buy one. It's Black Friday, and screws up. Messes up on one question. Says yes when he should have said no. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not something I can overturn. It's a federal form. Number one, federal form. Remember that, federal form. He answered yes when he should have said no. Not my problem. Can't do nothing about it. Try to explain it to the person. Well, they get pissy about it. Well, I know the owner. Great. Fantastic. Don't change a fucking thing. I'm sorry. You have a gripe because you messed up, but you gotta leave. Period. And people get this way all the time. It happens all the fucking time. People do not take their time. They do not pay attention. They do not read. And I'm telling you right now, the ATF changed the form here not too long ago. Make sure you read what you are doing. Take your time. Fill it out nice and slow. Be careful. because they really did change it up, and they changed it up on purpose to fuck you up.
Good point. We went to purchase my wife, she said she wanted a rifle. This was a couple months ago. She wanted a new rifle. And so we stopped in this gun shop, and she sat down, and I was looking around like a kid in a candy store. My wife already knew what she wanted. She wanted this Howard 1500 6.5 Creedmoor. Beautiful, beautiful rifle. So she sits down and she puts, she's filling out a 4473 on the computer while I'm dicking around. And we get back and she fills it out. Then we stand at the counter, and the guy gets it, starts packing it up. And then my wife forgot that her driver's license expired. And she knew that her driver's license expired. She forgot that she had forgotten that she didn't get the new one in the mail yet, which was coming like within a day or so. And she didn't even think twice about it. She hands the guy a driver's license. The guy says your driver's license expired. Now, the first thing that went through my mind, I was kind of a little ticked. I'm like, first of all, we bought a ton of guns from you guys. I get that. You know what I mean? Second of all, she's already filled out a 4473. It's already passed. But it was the rules. She had an expired driver's license, So, I didn't argue with him. I said, all right. It was like on a Friday, and the next day the driver's license came Monday, and then that was that. Well, my point being is that it was looking at something like that where somebody knows you already, but I don't know whether or not they make a copy. I don't never seen anybody make a copy of a driver's license,
So generally it doesn't happen. But we got a great question out there, or a great statement out there. So from 7 Wonders, biggest concern with 4473 is that they are de facto registry. If several armed alphabet agency guys go in LGS and demand the 4473s, I believe they can get them. Well, so here's the thing. If your standard AOI goes in and asks for forms, they have to have certain things in place before they can get them. They can't just go ahead and say, hey, I want to see this, 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 and this, and get away with it. There's certain things that fall into play. So they can go in and do an audit. Absolutely, 110%. They can go in and do an audit. But if they have any particular reason that they think something was involved in whatever, then they have to have a court-ordered subpoena in order to remove that from the premises. They can't remove anything from the premises without having a court order.
That particular 4473 you're talking about.
They can't remove it, copy it, or anything like that without having a court order. They can go ahead and they can audit all day long. But if they feel that they have something that's going on and they have to have a copy, or they got to remove it from the premises, they have to have a court order, period.
My question is this, though. I got another question along the lines of that. So, I was talking to my friend who's a cop, and he would buy 5-10 receivers. We've all bought a bunch of receivers at the same time. 9 times out of 10, I don't even pay attention. I just go in there, fill the 4473 to the FFL that I'm picking them up at. They were mailed to there from Palmetto State or wherever I bought them from, and I walked out of there. And he brought this up the other day. Because when he'll buy 5 or 10 and he'll hand them out to his other cop buddies, My question is, and he said, somebody had said, well, what are you handing them out for? Those are your receivers, this and that. And he's like, well, number one, he's like, there's no record of where the serial numbers, who owns those serial numbers. And then I thought about it, and I'm saying, we sit down, we fill out the 4473 on the machine, and then it comes back yes or no. And I don't necessarily see them doing anything with that response. Can you tell me what happens after that? Because I don't remember for the life of me. After you fill out the 4470, because I'm literally on another area of I'm 10 feet away filling that out. Then go up to the counter and buy my stuff.
Technically, and here's where we get into some whole other shit. Technically, that response is only supposed to be good for, I forget, 20 minutes or something like that. It's some random ass numbers, 20, 25 minutes, some bullshit like that.
Okay.
And then you'd have to run another one.
That's right. When we went back, we went back on Monday because I was going to buy it that day. And she's like, well, just wait till Monday. Because I was like, your 4473 would be good. This brings me back to the purchase. But when we went back Monday, we had to fill out the 4473 again.
Well, if you had
That
already
was on
filled
that.
it out,
Two separate things.
you shouldn't have had to fill it out again. You should have to re-sign if you were approved.
Well, I don't, the guy told me we had to fill it out. She filled it out again and did it. So if that was the case, I would have just did this on Friday.
No. If you'd already filled one out, you shouldn't have to fill a second one out.
But anyway, so someone buys multiple receivers. Now, when you were doing it, when you worked at the gun store, was it done on a computer the way it is done now, or are they filling it out by hand, and were you calling it in?
Everything I did was all on computer.
Okay.
Unless the computers were down, and then we would call it in.
Right.
When you call it in, it's not a huge difference, but you do have a little bit of a difference. They're going to ask you questions on the phone, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, they are very inherent. You cannot hear them whatsoever, and it is nothing but a pain in the fucking rear end.
Mm.
And I honestly think it's done on purpose to where they don't want to be able to hear you, and they don't want you to hear them.
That's interesting.
It is literally nothing but a pain in the fucking ass when you call up.
But are your serial numbers from your lowers, are they put on that 4473?
Yeah.
Or it just says that you were approved to make the purchase?
No, all serial numbers are recorded.
Okay. That's what I was curious
and
about.
I've said this many times before, and I'll say it again, guys. Look, here's the thing. Anytime you fill out a form, if you don't think it's a registry, I'm sorry, but you're fucking blind.
It's a registry.
I will tell you right now from experience. Here's a simple thing. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Anytime you fill out a form, it's a registry. And here's why. So they will do what's called a trace. And what a trace is simply this. Whenever they call up and say, hey, we are inquiring about this particular firearm, blah, 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 for whatever reason, they give you 90% of the information. Well, where did they get 90% of information? They got 90% of it from your 4473.
That makes sense.
All they want, and here's the thing, all they want is simply this. They want a copy of your 4473 to verify your address. That's it. Nothing else.
Right. So they just go to your house.
Not a fucking thing else. It is simply to verify your address.
God, I love Miwi. Oh my God. How many folks out there use Miwi? Miwi is the greatest thing, the greatest social media platform online, because it's like my daily look through for my window shopping on things that I might want or might not, want to trade or whatever like that. But especially in states where you could actually just go out there and you could trade on Miwi. It is amazing. You ever use Miwi, bro?
No, never even heard of it.
Never even heard of Miwi?
No.
Oh my God. So Miwi, so if you're looking, can you trade in your state? Can you just go meet the guy next door and say, hey, I want to trade something with you? I mean, legally. Yeah. I'm talking about legally.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So here in my state, you can't. All right. So if you go on Miwi and you look in your area, so you say, okay, I want to look for gun platforms in my area. Let's pick Arkansas, for example. So they have mid Arkansas Gun Exchange. They have 503. They have North Arkansas. They have Arkansas Shooters and stuff like that. So you go in and these are pages groups, and you go in and you just, you apply to group, say, yeah, I'm a patriot, yes, I love America, rah, 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 all this other stuff. And then you go in there. And then when you go in, you just look through all the listings, and they're all picture, and guys post all the stuff that they're selling. And the good thing about it is most of the admins on all their pages, they say, hey, you have to put a price. You don't put a price, I'm taking it down. So guys will put, hey, look, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to pull it up. I'll show it to you right here. And there are thousands and thousands. It's just amazing. Where's Miwi right here? Let me pull this up right here. I'll show you a little picture of it. There it is. Okay. So if I go on to Miwi right here, check this out. This is cool. Let me just skip this trial right here. So like these are all the groups that I'm a part of right here. Okay. So now if I go ahead and I say, okay, I'm going to go to, let's say, Central Arkansas Gun Club. All right. So then you just start. Let me see if I can get this with a regular picture here. Oh, let me just do this. Okay. Oh, let me hold on. You know what? I'm actually going to share a screen on here. Let me go on Miwi and share a screen on here.
All right.
Show you what it looks like.
Man.
Yeah. Let me see something. Oh, this ain't better. Okay. So if you go on Miwi, let me pull this up right here. So like on right now today on Central Arkansas Gun Traders, okay, there is, let me just get rid of that. And I'll look it up simultaneously here. Miwi. Like someone has someone's got a new CZ Shadow, okay, with a blue handle, never fired, hot springs that they're selling it for, you know, and then you go ahead and you PM that person. Well, let me pull it up over here. Let's see here. Member login. Let's see. Okay, let's go. There we are. All right, cool. All right, skip that trial right there. Let's see, password, skip the trial. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my screen up. Hold up, I'll share my. Okay. Oh, here's my screen, right? Is my screen up there? Oh no, let me. Let's stop that one. Let's share screen. Good. Don't show the steps again. Good. And boom, this one right here, and we'll do this share. Okay, so I'm up here now. Okay, so if you go on Miwi, like for example, this guy right here, it's got a Remington 700 308 SPS that he's asking for with a scope and all that. Oh, by the way, that's the Hogue scope right here. That's the Hogue stock that I have right here. You know? So this guy's selling this for right here. And on this one right here, I don't know which one that's in, but this is in Gun Peters. That's why. This is Remington 700 shooters. He's not showing. Let me go into one of them that I'm in. Yeah, let's go back into Central Arkansas right here. Okay. Good. Let's go into groups. There we go. Good. All right. Arkansas Shooters Exchange. Okay. So an Arkansas Shooters Exchange, someone's selling a 300 Win bags. Someone wants to know if it's any for sale. This guy's selling a Plainfield Ordnance Model 71 22 LR 25 ACP pistol kit with a 2.5-inch barrel. He's asking $950 for this. And all of these guys right here, this is the CZ Shadow with blue 1300. This guy's asking for. This guy's got a pistol right there. This one right here is a Thompson Center 223. And he says you could throw in some 223 if needed. That he's selling for $900 right here. This guy's selling a Kimber, custom Kimber, $1,400 or $1,500 trade. This guy's selling a barrel right here, a Wilson Arms 45 ACP barrel for $230 with 45 ACP auto. Actually, that's a pretty good deal. Wilson Arms makes a good barrel. Radical Firearms 223, okay, and he wants $800. So if you guys aren't on Miwi, you go on here and then you just look in your address. So what you do is you type in your address and put in your zip code. And what it'll do is it'll show you what's going on in your area. And especially if you're in an area where you can actually trade the trade like that, and you're not in a Nazi communist state like I'm in, bro, you're good to go. And you'll always find really good deals. Now, here's the other thing. When somebody's selling something, okay, there's reloaders. You could buy brass. You could buy projectiles. You could buy whatever you want on here. It's on here. Somebody has it. The other thing is that when somebody's selling something on here, you contact them and then you say, hey, look, I know you're asking this. This is what I got. You want to meet up? I'll give you this cash. This is what we'll do. And lots of cool stuff that you get through there, guys. You know, lots of cool stuff. It's certainly is a lot of fun. And I'm on like 20 or 30 different ones of them. And then if I know somebody in there, then I'll go ahead and I will, you know, I'll reach out to them and I'll say, hey, man, you feel like picking this up next time I see you? You know, we'll meet up, hold it at your house.
So I'm not sure who you are, but thank you. And if you guys don't know what Iron Brew is, I do have some Iron Brew. If you guys are interested in trying Iron Brew, let me know. I'll ship you some Iron Brew.
What's Iron Brew? Is it IPA?
No. It's a soda.
Oh, it's a soda?
Yeah.
I don't drink. That's why I don't.
It's Scottish soda.
It's a what? A Scottish soda?
Yeah, Scottish soda.
What does it taste like?
It kind of tastes like cream. What is it? Cream
soda?
Yeah, cream soda.
Oh man! Oh, dude, you got to send me some, bro. I love my favorite cream soda and root beer. My two all-time favorites.
I got one over there, dude. It's got your name on it.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. You know, while I'm on here today, I know Uncle Dan, he doesn't watch a lot of live shows or anything like that. I want to tell Uncle Dan thank you because he says this is how great I love this community. So I am on somebody else's channel. I'm on and it's another cool channel. He doesn't watch it because he goes to bed early. There's another guy goes to bed early. These Texas guys, man, you guys go to bed early. East Texas Outlaw. So I was on his channel and he put up a video about a 9mm Glock and 9mm. No, not a Glock and 9mm, like a Franken 9mm AR with all these different colors. Cool as anything. I don't care what a gun looks like as long as it shoots. So I said, yeah, I'm thinking about building another 9mm, a shorter one, because I'm giving my upper away in Baldy's giveaway in September, and I'll still have a 9mm lower. So I'm like, well, you know, I wanted another pistol anyway. I had two other 9mm pistols, and I gave them both away. Out of nowhere, someone sees my comment, which was on somebody else's comment. So it was deep in the comments, sees that, and it was Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan calls me up and says, hey, man, he says, I got a barrel for you and something else that he had for me as well, like a light or something like that. He's like, I'm sending it right out to you. I mean, how cool is that? How awesome is that? I mean, I'm talking to the guy here that sends everybody everything, but all you guys, man, I love when I see mail calls.
That's how we roll, man. That's the thing, you know. This is one of the big things about this entire community. We have so many great people out here. And someone says, hey, I need this. Boom, you got it. We all take care of each other. That's what we do. It really is. It's what we do. You know, we got Redneck Renegade. We got Ron T. Sawyer. And so many other great guys out there that come together, try and help boost other people's channels and stuff like that. And it's awesome. It really is freaking awesome. And it really doesn't take that much. It simply takes someone going, hey, you know what? Hey, go check this guy out. Go do this right here. And it takes you 2 seconds to do so.
Yep. That's right. That's absolutely right. And how many people, like, and just think of all the people that view, that watch, like, how many people, like, it's when you just people that watch it all the time. They're not gun channels or anything. And how many times they send you something and you get something, you know? You were one of the first people ever to send me something new when you sent me the 3-die kit for 7.62 by 39, which is sitting right over there.
And that's the thing, man. We all do what we do, you know. I here, you know, I hate saying this because I really hate saying this, but I get thanked more often than I should. And I say that because, guys, I don't do anything I do for thanks. I really don't. I've been doing this now for well over 5 years. And when I started doing this, I simply did this so my nephews had something to watch. That's it. That's why I did it. I didn't do it for anything else. And within a year or so of me doing it, I started seeing I had all these comments and all these other people watching and so on and so forth. And it grew into something bigger and better. And next thing I know, I'm talking to Coder Boy 32 on the phone. That kind of blows your fucking mind. It really does. It blows your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You're talking to Coder Boy and so many others and so on and so forth. It just blows your fucking mind. And it kind of blew up from there. I'm thankful, grateful, 110%. And I don't do it for anything, but simply for everyone that's out there. That's it.
You know, it's gotten to the point after all these years of being on right now is that over 85% of the people that I speak to nowadays are just people that I have met through YouTube, through the channel. Most of the people that I speak to regularly are people through YouTube, whether it's another gun channel, another, you know, it's where like you guys are the only people that I speak to. I have, you know, friends, but I've always lived a sheltered life. And I have, you know, the same friends for years and years and years. And I talk to them on occasion, but the people that I talk to the most are on the phone and stuff like that. And I always say too, if you email me at info@warthog71.com, or if you mail me at warthog71.com, for the contest, because that sends you a link back order. I have that set up to send you a link back automatically. But if you email me at info@warthog71.com, then I always exchange my digits with people. I'm always like me and you, we're always texting each other. Yeah, yo, dude, ain't heard from you in a while, you know?
Yep.
Months could go by. Like, yo, what's up, man? You all right over there?
And that's the thing, man. We all check on each other. We all take care of each other. You know, and it's huge. Like I saw you weren't able to go live. I'm like, hey, man, you want to go live?
Yeah, I did. It blew me out of nowhere. I just got the text message from you, and I was like, man, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, you know? But to me, I don't care where I go live. It's just the point of hanging out with people, you know?
And that's it, man. I'm happy to have you. I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy we can hang out. We got Corsairs trainer out there, Walter Davis, Rob Painless, Seven Wonders, Roger 204, Sergeant Devil Dog, Gun Pacifist, Cafe Gaming. I'm guessing you're pretty new, but appreciate you showing up. West Covina, Thorzax, Squatch, Budget, M. Gabriel, Grey Notes, Going Bad,
Budget,
and many, many others out there. Appreciate you all showing up, guys.
I'll pick it up. We got Grey Note, Seven Wonders, HRM still with us, HRM Weapons Machinist. Who else we got going on over here? Still lurking around. Keith Gregory, Rob Painless still hanging around. Walter Davis, what's going on, Walter? Sergeant Devil Dog is still hanging around. Actually, he just had a thing up on there, right? KFW still hanging around. Seven Wonders is still lurking around. Conservative Sniper Hunter, what's going on, man? Baldy's popping in and out, you know. Yeah, yo, I that's another thing that Baldy said. They stole New York. You don't have to show ID to vote. That's funny because I was in voting that day, and I go up, I say, you know, hey, yeah, you know, my name's such and such. I said, don't you want to see my ID? And they're like, no, that's okay. I'm like, why not? I've always shown my ID before this. This was the first time they didn't ask me to see my ID.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy?
Burnaby Sanchez. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, are you kidding me? Wallen Tactical. Let me tell you something, guys, about Wallen Tactical. If anybody has never visited Wallen Tactical before, check out his site. Wallen's got really cool outdoor stuff. He's got like survivalist stuff on there. And he's like a marketing monster. He's hooking up with everybody. I wound up buying Radco Lube. You ever use Radco Lube? Ghost Rider USA. What's going on, man? Yes. I was going to bring that up a little while ago, but I didn't know if you wanted me to blow you up, Ghost Rider. So now I'm going to blow you up. I get an email from, actually, I'm going to read it. I get an email from Ghost Rider yesterday. Crazy story. So because we were talking about the ATF before, and check this out. So I did a thing on this. I just put out a video yesterday, and actually right after the videos when they show. So there's a company out there called Quiet Boar. Now, Quiet Boar makes solvent traps is what they sell. They make cans for 4-1s. They make the stuff for 4-1s, okay? 4-1s. So what happened is Quiet Boar winds up, their website goes down, and being a prior customer of Quiet Boar on many occasions, I get their emails all the time. So this was months ago, and I didn't think about it until I saw somebody else's video saying that Quiet Boar was said that people were doing the wrong thing and filling out their Form 1s, doing the cans and not filling out Form 1s, and the ATF knocked on our door and shut us down. So now we can only send you the solvent trap unless you send us a approved Form 1 first. And I'm like, And I'm like, oh man, I can't believe this guy just said this to all those people. It's true. That's what they were saying. But the point is that I knew this for months because I got an email from them months ago. I can pull it up over here on the screen how old the email is. My point being is that I've always known that Quiet Bore is owned by another company that actually makes suppressors. So they're making suppressors and selling salvage traps out of the same exact warehouse. What do you think the ATF is going to say? The ATF is going to say, you tell all of the stuff that you're making suppressors with, now you're selling, packaging it up in salvage traps and selling it. But the point is that they blamed it on their own customers. And that's what screwed up. So now the only thing that went through my mind was, why didn't they pull this guy's FFL? I mean, the ATF will pull somebody's FFL like this. So here you got a guy that's selling solvent traps. So my, conspiracy mind says this guy gave up everybody's mailing list. He gave up everybody on his mailing list. He gave up everybody that bought stuff from him. So I'm waiting on a door from them. But so I called. Now, interesting thing about it is I bought all these and I gave them away. I did a video on one of them, but I gave them away. And the irony is I gave them away to cops. Okay. So I called my buddy up. I said, you know what, man, I might get a knock on my door. He says, talking about we lost everything in a boating accident. He goes, they could go look in the bay. I said, all right, it's cool by me. So I get an email from Ghost Rider. All right, let's check this out. This is interesting. Where is he? Right here. Give me a second, brother. Hold on a sec. Okay, where is it? Make a long story short, where the hell's your email, brother? Hold up. Ghost Rider tells me this crazy ass story that happened to him, and it was really terrible. And the story goes as this. So he wants to fill out his Form 1 for the he goes to fill out his Form 1 for a can, and he winds up contacting the ATF, and the ATF starts giving him the runaround. And I got a boat. We can arrange an accident. My man, Walter, what's going on, bro? Yeah, everything's in the Huntington Bay, bro. So, but I really want to read it right from what he said right here. Why isn't it over here? Hey, Ghost Rider, did you send it to info@warthog71.com? I'm almost positive you did. Because I read it and I responded to you. All right, make a long story short, is that they laughed at him on the phone because he said to them, he said, first he went down and he had to tell the his local sheriff. And then they didn't have federal fingerprint cards, I believe, over there or something like that. So he didn't say how he was doing. He might have been doing it as an individual, not as a trust. But so he had to get the federal fingerprint cards, I believe. This is the way it went, to get his fingerprints in so he could get his Form 1 filled out and processed. He calls the ATF. They start laughing at him, like literally laughing on the phone. He's like, hey, I'm calling about a Form 1. And he said, like, the guy who answered the phone, the ATF agent, like said it out loud. Oh, you're calling about a Form 1? Like something like that. Like real dicks. And so he said, well, you can't send it here. You have to send it someplace else. He's like, well, where do I send it? And the guy says to him, the ATF agent says to him, figure it out for yourself. He's like, but I'm on the phone with you. Why can't you just tell me where to send it to? And I think he said he found out where to send it to. And I can't remember whether or not he's found it from that guy or he just figured it out in Virginia or West Virginia or something like that. But real scum that they were trying to literally stop him from getting his Form 1 just processed, just to them. It's pretty scary, man. It is pretty scary.
And this thing, guys, remember this: the ATF is not your friend. The ATF is not your friend.
No,
period.
No, they're not. They're not at all.
I've known some really good people that work for them, but the majority, I'm gonna say 99% of them, are assholes.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, I would imagine a lot of chances, you know, anytime you get on that federal level, these guys are like super, you know, they become a clique and a crew of their own, whatever it is, whatever the mentality is behind that. I'm not even going to try to psychoanalyze or profile someone. But they've never gone to somebody and said, hey, we're just going to do you a favor. You know what I mean? Unless they're getting something in return. And that's why I think that this company, Quiet Boar, gave up their whole entire mailing list of all their records for the people that purchase stuff from them. And I don't care. They come to me. They could we'll figure it out. And it was a joke what I said about the guys with the cops, because all these guys follow the law. But now I'm putting other people out because of this company that they're going to get a knock. Well, you know, once they find out that the law enforcement is sure to let up on it, but they'll find their Form 1s. I'm not even worried about that. But the point is that why should it makes me look really, really bad. You know, I'll give you another example of looking bad. So, what was it? Nepa Gun Talker remembered us. And because he was one of them. I gave away a couple of triggers, which is why I don't know if you guys noticed, I don't do anything with Delta Team Tactical anymore. I don't do anything with Delta Team Tactical. I don't do anything with David's Defense, Omega. I don't mess with that company ever again. And I used to do a lot of videos about them. You know, I used to buy a lot of stuff from them. I bought 2 triggers from them to give away last Christmas, this time last year. I sent one out to Sinformant and I sent one out to NEPA for a contest giveaway thing that I did. Both of those triggers ran binary. Remember when you had a problem with your trigger, your Rise Armament trigger, bro? That was a Rise Armament trigger you had a problem with, right? You recall that? Jay?
Oh, yeah. You talking? Yeah.
Are you with us?
The one I had a problem with was not a Rise Armament. It was a shit. Oh fuck! It wasn't Rise Armament. Hold on, I'll think of it. Hang on. Bear with me.
Yeah, you can find that. So in the meantime, I'll tell my story. So I send these things out to these guys while you look for that. I send these triggers out to these guys, and I was really excited. You know, they cost no more, no less than any other triggers. But what they were was, they supposedly got these triggers that were ordered, a big order that they intercepted, that somebody canceled, a big company canceled. And now I can imagine, now I know why that big company canceled those triggers. So they were unmarked, unlabeled triggers, and they were 3.5 pound triggers. So
it was a Elfman Tactical.
Elfman, that's what it was. You're right, Elfman. And what made me think of that is the fact that the trigger on your Elfman is the same trigger on these 2 triggers that I sent out. It was like fat with the little holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same trigger. And did yours go binary on you?
Yeah.
Yes. So this must be the same trigger. So a company must have made the triggers for Elfman. Elfman turned them down. Davidson Defense, Delta Team Tactical, these guys bought the lot and sold them for like 80 something bucks, $89. So I bought 2 of them, gave them away. And both of these guys said, hey, man. Oh, yeah, man. 7. Deuce, brother. So they both write me and say, hey, man, these things are going binary. And that's dangerous. So I said, you know what, man? One guy said he'll take care of it. He's a machinist. Scott, I said, NEPA Tactile, NEPA Gun Talk, I said, send it back. Let me look at it. And I sent them another trigger from Timney. And I said, you know what? I know this is going to work. It's reputable. And we were fine with that. So I take the trigger and I go to work on it. So it turns out that there's these 2 set screws in there. But the problem was that the set screws, the way the whole casing was made up, it was not made for a spec AR-15. So even when you put the set screws out, they turned back on you. So either way, so as you shot, the set screws started to come out and then it would go binary again, right? Same thing. So I wound up actually just redoing. I just drilled it all out and I retapped it and I put all new stuff in there and I squirted some crazy glue in there and I retaped up the whole lower receiver and I put foam in there. They're good to go now. So I kept it and it turned out to be a fantastic trigger. It's only like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. It's an amazing trigger. But the point is, I asked them, I said, I want to return these triggers. Now, I'm not just a customer. I'm a guy that within like 2 years spent like 10 grand on stuff in their parts store, you know? Come on, man, help me out here. You know, I'm not asking for my money back. I wanted something different. And these guys told me, no, you did it the wrong way. You know what I mean? You guys are not doing it the right way. I said, you know what? Okay, no more. So now you lose my business. And hopefully you'll lose one other person's business also that spends money.
And that's it.
Scumbag company.
When I called Elfman Tactical and I talked to Elfman Tactical, and they weren't terrible. The guy I talked to was pretty nice for the most part. But I'm like, dude, this shouldn't happen.
Right.
How can you turn around and tell me that this is a known, and this is what they said, is a known issue? If it's a known issue, how can you keep selling the fucking trigger?
It's dangerous. Sometimes on Scott, it would triple shoot.
Dude, I had the same fucking thing.
Yep, it would shoot one and then two on the
like one. I let go, and two more.
Two more. Yep. It was. I mean, I get it, you know, like, but still, eventually you're gonna hurt yourself with it, you know. You're gonna overrun. You're gonna overrun your bolt.
It wasn't just me. I had Chris there with me. So, guys, I had Chris with me. Armored Nexus. He was sitting there with me. He was watching this whole thing go down, and he kept asking me what's going on. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Yep.
I'm literally pulling it once and letting go.
Yep. And then when you fix it, it works for like maybe a couple hundred rounds, and then it starts going again. So far, it's okay right now, though. But I don't shoot as much. You know, who shoots as much anymore? I don't.
Yeah. So
22 maybe.
Crazy.
So did you catch what I said about my little finding out about the ammo shortage adventure? Did you find it? Did you hear what I had to say about that in the past? I spoke to Barnes Bullets and I spoke to Winchester and Lake City Brass and all that stuff.
No, okay. Did you? All right.
Yeah.
What they have to say?
Yeah, I called everybody. I called Hornady. I called everybody. You know, because I want to know, man. I want to know. You know, I want to know what's going on. Where's the ammo? So I called Barnes. I called CSS. And Barnes told me that they have no brass. He said, we have everything. He said, you can make an order. It's going to be 2 to 3 months on 5.56.223, 6 months on 9mm, 6-month back order from Barnes Bullets on 9mm. And I'm like, why? Can I ask why? I said, do you guys, you know, do you guys got the COVID? And they're like, no, we don't have the COVID. I'm like, well, what happened? They're like, well, you know, we got, we don't have the brass. He's like, we have everything else. We got powder projectiles, primers. We got it all. We don't have brass. I'm like, is there like a brass mine that was shut down or something? Now I know Lake City Brass stopped selling their once fired brass. The DOD stopped selling once fired brass back to the public back in this year, early this year. So I don't know why that happened or whatever, but I do remember reading an article on that back early this year. So I said, you know what? Let me call Lake City Brass. And Lake City Brass, when you call them, it'll send you to Winchester. Their media person is from Winchester. So a woman calls me back from Winchester. I had a great conversation with her. And she told me that they're making full speed, but all of their Winchester stuff, they're getting out the best that they can. They're just got a lot of orders. She said, but not just us. She says, I could probably speak for a lot of people in the industry. She says, everything is being held onto and being sent to SHOT Show. She said, and that's what a big part of what is going on. She said, she said, now I could speak for us. She said, but I could pretty much say it's pretty much the same across the board. People are holding on to it and they want to put it in SHOT Show. And then we'll see if we could get this back to normal again. So that's cool. You know?
Yep.
So
like I said, we're probably looking at least a year. If you guys didn't see that video, I did put it up about a year not too long ago. We're probably looking at least a year. Some of the major companies that own all that stuff are behind big time.
Now, one other company that I spoke to, which is interesting for all you guys who reload and shoot precision, was I had a really great conversation with CSS Brass. Have you ever heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
CSS?
Yep.
CSS is a cartridge maker, and they make for high-performance precision shooters. This guy told me that his, I got notes in front of me right here. Hold on, I'll tell you what he said. I wouldn't understand it. You guys
No, we got a couple comments out there. And I also
Okay.
heard this too. They actually canceled SHOT Show. So I'm kind of sitting there with them as to where you're at on that, because I thought they canceled it.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought. I thought they canceled SHOT Show also, but this is what she's telling me. and she wasn't the only one to mention SHOT Show. Other people have mentioned SHOT Show also, so I don't understand what they're talking about. But I didn't even get into it because I wasn't sure if they actually canceled SHOT Show. But she told me that they were getting ready for SHOT Show.
I've heard it from multiple people that SHOT Show was canceled. People that had press passes already, and they got an email saying, "Nope, we're done."
That's bizarre. That's bizarre. I don't want. And she's like, here's my number, here's my extension. Call me anytime. So now I'm going to stalk her. I'm going to find out, because the very second that she said that about SHOT Show, I was like, but didn't they cancel SHOT Show? I don't follow something that I don't go to. You know what I mean?
No.
If I was going there,
and the only reason I bring this up, because number one, I got a couple of people out there saying it, but number two is I've had people email me saying, "Hey, our press passes were canceled."
That's interesting. Now that's interesting. Unless they're going to do a no, then why would they even send anything now? Unless they're going to do a virtual one, but I doubt it. If it's canceled, it's canceled. I agree. I agree with people that are actually doing it. So there you have it. So she lied to me, maybe. I just passed the information to you.
I'm not sure.
Well, I just happen to have her name and phone number right here. Okay, on all my notes. Pete, what's his name said? Gun Totem Pacifist said POF triggers are great. POF triggers. Ghost Tactical said shot is canceled. Okay. POF triggers.
He was one of the guys that got an email, saying, his press pass has been canceled. So.
Yep. So, anyways, last thing I'd say about RSS Red, they said that they are getting reloaders are getting 20 to 24 reloads out of their brass. What do you think of that statement? With a yoke point of 94,000.
I mean, it's possible.
94,000 PSI.
It depends. It depends on the brass. Your basic 9mm brass. I'm gonna say I probably get 10 to 15 reloads pretty safely for the most part. Rifle brass, you're gonna be a little hotter on your load, so it's gonna be a little bit less. It just depends on how you load it up and how you're gonna run it.
All right, I'm done, bro.
All right. So with that being said, we are gonna run through and say thank you to everyone up in the side chat. So Jerry, Walter, Gun Totem Pacifist, Ghost, CB, Pat, Walter, Budget, Seven Wonders, Gerber,
Dozax,
Gaming. Let's see, Dave, Dorzax, Rob, Wes, Pony, and anyone else out there. Appreciate you.
Bevan Bravo, going to the Pacifist Cafe Game and Seven Wonders is gone. Rob Painless. Anybody still on here? Jeremy Tactical, my man. Walter Davis, my homie. And any of you guys that we missed out there, man. All right. Hey, man, thanks for having me on, bro. I will be out of YouTube jail in another week. It's all good. If anybody wants to watch me, I'm going to be on Warthog71 on YouTube. On Facebook, on my Facebook page. I'll be running
you're more than welcome anytime, bro. Anytime you want to go live, you just say the word. If I'm free, you're more than welcome. And,
all right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow night then. I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. All right.
Guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Appreciate y'all showing up, and later. Peace out.